I got kicked out of In-N-Out for asking if they had vegan animal style fries, so I decided to go home and make my own. If you're not eating these with a fork, are you even doing it right? Oh my God, these are literally better than In-N-Out's fries. Welcome back to the Dupe series. I'm so excited for today's recipe, mainly because it's just something I've been craving for so long. So it's time that we just tackled this and made this recipe because it's gonna be so good. I grew up going to In-N-Out with my grandma. She lived in LA, I lived in Colorado, so we would go on to visit her all the time. And the first place that we would stop would be In-N-Out. And you better believe that every single time I got animal fries and a double animal style and a milkshake. That was my order. Literally did not fail. However, when I became vegan and just a little bit more socially conscious, I realized that In-N-Out has been problematic for so many different reasons. But the reason that I have just such a thing against them is because they refuse to make vegan and allergy-friendly options on their menu. We have to adjust to the times, not only because there are so many people, 75% of the global population that's dairy-free, but also so many people that are choosing a plant-based diet, so many people that need to cut back on red meat or meat for health issues, and we need more environmentally friendly choices. So In-N-Out, if you're listening, get some plant-based, environmentally friendly options. But until they do that, we're gonna make some animal style fries. It's gonna be so delicious. We're gonna caramelize onions, make a cheese sauce, and we're gonna make some fries without using a fryer, and it's gonna be so delicious. For the best fries, I like to use russet potatoes, and I like to keep the skins on, but that one's up to you. Give them a really good rinse. I like to soak them in water for a while to really get all the dirt off, and then slice them thinly, and then stack your slices to then cut into the perfect French fry shape. I like to call this a rough julienne. Then I'll add them back into the same cleaned out bowl that I rinsed the potatoes in, and then I like to soak the potatoes for about the entire time that I'm making the rest of the ingredients for the animal fries. This helps to get all the starch out and helps make your fries super crispy. Then grab 2 large yellow onions and dice them as best you can. Once you dice your onions, grab a saute pan, get it nice and hot, and add about a tablespoon of olive oil to the bottom. Add your onions and then top with some salt to help sweat the water out of the onions. Once the onions have sauteed for about 5 minutes, you're going to see a nice little browning layer on the bottom, and then you'll just add a little bit of water to help deglaze the pan. Cook your onions down for 10 to 15 more minutes while stirring frequently. You don't need to babysit the onions, but cook them on low and be sure to check on them every couple minutes. Then once they're nice and brown, add about a tablespoon of coconut sugar to really bump up the caramelization. Cook for 5 minutes, and then you have yourself the perfect caramelized onions that you can put on your burgers and of course your animal fries. Okay, now onto the cheese sauce. You can do this while your onions are cooking. First, we'll start by making a simple roux by adding equal parts olive oil and gluten-free baking flour. You can use all-purpose too, but to keep this allergy-friendly, I'm just going to use gluten-free flour. Once it's a nice golden color, then you'll add your plant milk. It doesn't matter what kind of plant milk you use, just make sure it's unsweetened and unflavored. Then add some turmeric to help with that cheesy color, some white pepper, which is like one of the most key ingredients when it comes to making a cheese sauce, and then add your favorite vegan shredded cheese of choice. This is a pepper jack blend, which I made because I know my husband loves a good pepper jack cheese. Cook it on medium-low for about 10 minutes while stirring, and you'll see the cheese slowly start to melt, and then you'll have the most perfect consistency cheese sauce just like this. Once your onions and your cheese is done, then we're going to head back to the potatoes, drain them, and then give them a good squeeze on a nice dry clean kitchen towel. We want to make sure the potatoes are nice and dry before we season them. And then we're going to keep this really simple. We're just going to add some nice high quality olive oil and some flaky sea salt. Add them to your basket attachment to your air fryer or just whatever air fryer you have. But the key here is to not overcrowd them so that hot air can get around every single French fry. Pop them at 400 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes, making sure you stir halfway. While the fries are cooking, it's time to make our special secret sauce. You can use a base of vegan mayo or cashew cream, which is my personal favorite, some yellow mustard, pickle juice, agave nectar for some sweetness, and some tomato paste. A lot of recipes use ketchup, but I just use tomato paste mixed with agave to avoid using high fructose corn syrup. Once your special sauce is all mixed, your fries should be nice and golden brown and crispy just like this. I mean, the air fryer truly is just the greatest invention ever. I'll never get over it. Grab your favorite little bowl and then add your fries to the bottom and then pour that seriously insane and so delicious cheese sauce all over the top. Literally no one would know this is vegan, and no cows were harmed in the making of this, which makes it even better. And then top with your special sauce because you need that right on top of the cheese. And then finally top with your caramelized onions and you have yourself the most insanely delicious animal fries. I'm not even gonna share this with my husband. I'm gonna eat this whole damn thing by myself. You can kick me out of In-N-Out anytime. These are so good, no fryer needed, and you can make them at home with all whole food, plant-based ingredients. No animals were harmed in the making of these French fries. If you guys like this episode of our dupe series, or you want more cooking videos like this one, or that are more plant-based, kinder to the environment, or are gonna make you a better cook, hit subscribe and be sure to like and share with a friend who would absolutely love these fries.